So I know I haven't posted a video in a very, very, very long time, nearly a year coming up here. And that's just been simply because I've been pretty busy with real life stuff and stuff like that. And I didn't really have many ideas of what to do, but I just came up with one. And this video, as the title suggests, is the number one issue with the Switch, minus the hardware, because you could easily say Joy-Con drift, which I agree is a huge issue, and I'm not trying to underplay that, but this is non-hardware related, and it has to do with legacy content. Now, I'll be the first to say it's great that NES and SNES are on here, but not exciting, right? It's important that these two are on here, absolutely. I don't think people can dispute that, but it's not exciting because these two are even on 3DS for crying out loud. So it's not that crazy or exciting. It starts to get interesting and a bit more exciting with N64 because we've never had these games portably, so that's cool. But I will say, on the other hand, I am disappointed with the other offering, in this case, the Sega Genesis. And I am disappointed by that because most of the Sega Genesis games are already on Nintendo Switch through the Genesis collections and stuff like that. So I don't really think it's entirely necessary for us to have Genesis. I mean, it's cool that it's here, but I would have preferred Game Boy. I'm gonna be honest. Like I was hoping Switch Online would just focus on Nintendo consoles, or if they wanted to do Sega, do like Saturn or Dreamcast stuff that's not, readily accessible. Because like Genesis is really not that exciting either, because that's on everything, which is good. It's important to keep these old consoles going because of the legacy and preservation, but you don't need to preserve stuff on here because it's already on the Switch for the most part. Again, there's a couple in here that aren't, but for the most part, all these games are already on the Switch. So I do think Genesis was kind of a waste. I'm going to be honest. Again, if it was like Saturn or Dreamcast, especially, I would love Dreamcast on Switch Online. That'd be awesome. But like Genesis, Game Gear, I could do without personally. So yeah, I think that's the first major issue is the Genesis, and yeah, like I said, NES, SNES, that's cool and all, but it's not exciting. N64 though, which I'm actually gonna click on, is very exciting. Because again, first time these games are portable, they're actually coming out monthly, which I think they should still be doing with NES and SNES. It's kind of dumb that they're not. Um, and the selection so far has been really solid. My favorite one so far is F-Zero X personally, and then my second favorite is Paper Mario. Um, but yeah, I am ready for more because I want this to be because the Switch is perfect handheld TV. It's the perfect console to have this legacy content. So I do want more at a faster rate here, absolutely. Um, I will say there are leaks about Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance from a couple months ago, and I'm really hoping all three of those consoles drop this year. That would be sweet. I'm kind of surprised they're not on here yet because they were on Wii U and 3DS. So would kind of want those on here. But my number one wish above anything is honestly GameCube. I know the Covenant GameCube. Now I'm not gonna lie. I do think it would be another tier up for GameCube and even Wii. But I do want GameCube and Wii because they made the emulators for them. That's how we got Sunshine and Galaxy. Now, yes, for Galaxy they had to change some stuff with it, but overall it was mostly emulation. I definitely think it's possible to get GameCube and Wii on Switch Online, especially GameCube. Because GameCube prices are so ridiculous right now. And wouldn't it be awesome to play like F-Zero GX and stuff online and in handheld mode? That'd be awesome, my guys. Like, come on now. That would just be sweet. So I absolutely am hoping GameCube is coming. I would like it to be announced this year, but I think Game Boy would come first, which is fine. As long as we're getting new consoles at a steady rate, I don't really care too much, but I would just prefer GameCube sooner rather than later. And Wii would be nice as well, of course. Yes, it would take more work, but it's still possible. I absolutely think it's possible, especially after Sony, what they've been doing with their stuff, which is they released the PS Plus catalog, which is PS1, PS2, PSP, and they just drop like most of their consoles on their day one, and they're going to update all those consoles every month, which is what I want them to do with this. I want them to drop consoles at a faster rate, to be honest with you. Um, but yeah, I think it's time to expand beyond Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and 64. Because we've had this stuff before, you know. Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance should absolutely be on here, no doubt. But again, that's not gonna be crazy exciting. Because we've already had those before in handheld mode. Sure, they'll be on TVs now, but again, not hugely exciting, personally. Um, but GameCube has never had like a virtual console thing before. So that'd be very, very huge. And I would like that very, very much. Because there's so much potential there. I know some people say, well, you know, they're remastering some of the games and stuff like that. And you know what? Honestly, I would prefer remasters of GameCube games, no doubt. Like F-Zero GX HD or remastered or whatever. That'd be amazing. But here's the problem, right? The problem is they're only re-releasing some GameCube games, like Wind Waker, Metroid Prime. There's been heavy leaks and rumors, even Twilight Princess, um, that those games will be coming to Switch eventually, and I do honestly hope and believe that they will. So that's great, but what about all the other GameCube games? What about Luigi's Mansion, Custom Robo, Chibi Robo, F-Zero? See, those types of games I don't feel like Nintendo would bother with a remaster, to be quite honest with you. So that's my issue. Sure, we'll get a couple GameCube games remastered, and we do technically have Sunshine, even though it was limited time, which is dumb. But we do have it technically. So, you know, that's some of the big hitters on GameCube, absolutely. But what about the rest? You know? Because honestly, does anybody really see Nintendo do an F-Zero GX? That's one of my favorite GameCube games. I tried it out a couple months ago and stuff, and it is awesome, let me tell you. It is sweet. That's why I like F-Zero X so much. But you know, it would be nice to have on console as well, like actual Switch, you know, instead of just having to do the GameCube. And that's the thing, right? I even feel like with the remasters it's possible. Cause to be honest with you, there's so much potential there. Luigi's Mansion. Yes, I know there was a 3DS version, but there's not a Switch version. Why not after the huge success of Luigi's Mansion 3? Why not? That'd be sweet. Again, F-Zero GX, Chibi Robo, Custom Robo, games that have only had one in their series. That'd be great. Now, Chibi Robo's had a couple games, but nothing on the level of the original. And Custom Robo only had one, to my understanding. But no, even like Gale of Darkness and stuff like that, stuff that's never going to be remastered. Like, come on. You know, I think that would be cool. And I think it's possible because, again, they've built the emulators already. So it's not like a crazy assumption to be like, oh man, you know, GameCube, I want that, but they haven't even built the emulators. No, no, no. They already have in 3D All Stars. So I really am hoping. And that's my biggest issue with the Switch. Because this, imagine this. You open up the Switch. Hey, I could play every single Nintendo console ever. Would that not be sweet? Because, I mean, we're getting there. Listen, we're getting there. You know, we finally have N64, but these consoles are taking forever to come out on Switch Online, in my opinion. They're taking way too long. Um, but yeah, no. Oh man, that'd be a dream of mine. Just like in handheld GameCube games, handheld Wii games, that'd be awesome. Now, I will also say I do want DS and 3DS, but I know that would be complicated because the Switch doesn't exactly have two screens. But they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They could figure this stuff out if they really wanted to. Yeah, like they have the money, resources, and time to figure it out if they absolutely want to. And I feel like they should get as many consoles on here as possible. Now, I don't think a Wii U Switch Online is even necessary because they've brought over every single Wii U game except Xenoblade X, Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess HD. Other than that, we're covered. So that's not necessary. And then Virtual Boy, I also don't think is necessary. It had like 6 solid titles, but nothing really worth playing today. So, but other than that, especially GameCube, like let's get it on, you know? Because I do think, especially after the leaks and stuff, that Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance will absolutely be coming this year. I mean, it just makes sense, you know. I would prefer GameCube next, but I understand why it wouldn't be next. So yeah, that's just kind of my off the cuff thoughts about the Nintendo Switch, my biggest issue with it, non-hardware related, is the lack of legacy content. Because even in the Wii U when they were struggling, they had way better legacy content than they do on Switch, and that does not really make sense to me. Like, why would they go through the trouble of all that emulation and stuff on Wii U when it really wasn't selling well, but on Switch they're, like, as slow as a snail? Doesn't really make sense to me. Hopefully, we at least get Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance this year. I would love GameCube as well, but I think that's stretching things. But even GameCube next year would be awesome, you know? So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and yeah, glad to be making videos again. I just wanted to make this video because I really like the GameCube library. It's probably my favorite Nintendo library, and I would love to see it in handheld form and online. And why can't we wish for GameCube? Again, they already put in the work to get GameCube games running on here. Why not? You know? They did the same with Mario 64 and 3D All Stars. They made the emulator for that. A few months later, we got N64 Switch Online. So that's why I assume Galaxy and Sunshine are hints that GameCube and Wii are only a short time away, you know? So I definitely think it's in Nintendo's plans. It makes sense, you know? And yeah, so thanks for watching and talk to you guys next time. Take care.